and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, area schools closed for winter storms. Our most recent Lunch and Learn dealt with German-American detention at Camp Forest, and Tullahoma High School has a new basketball coach. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
Everyone here at Stroop-Sackert Refrigeration would like to congratulate the 2021 Tullahoma Wildcats head coach John Olive and staff on an outstanding undefeated season and first-time state championship. Go Cats!
Welcome back. With the arrival of actual winter weather to the area, Tullahoma City Schools Director Dr. Katrine Stevens released a video on Wednesday addressing the issue of school closings in Tullahoma.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Katrine Stevens, Tullahoma City Schools Director of Schools, and it's January 2022. Happy New Year! We are here today to talk about winter weather and how decisions are made related to potential weather and how the information is communicated. We sure hope this information is helpful.
Dr. Stevens, when the threat of winter weather is possible, what do you monitor and who are you in contact with?
Monitoring weather is so important at this time of year, and like all of you, I pay attention closely to news channels. Those are local news channels. I watch the Coffee County severe weather information as well as Nashville severe weather information. I look at apps and websites, and I pay attention and listen and watch very closely over a period of time as this weather develops. Additionally, I collaborate with superintendents within the South Central region, where many of us are experiencing similar weather predictions or actual events, much like what we had recently this week with a beautiful snowfall. And so we converse. I also communicate with our transportation supervisor. He is very helpful to give me information about roadways and what it looks like, and that can be in the evening and early morning time. Additionally, I speak with Chief Williams, the Chief of Police in Tullahoma. He shares with me what overnight supervisors have seen, observed, or experienced as they've been out in the community. He and I talk very, very early in the morning. It would be after 4, but before 5. And then oftentimes I am in my car the evening before, the morning of, driving throughout our school district, checking roadways, sidewalks, schools, parking lots, and all things in between. So there is a combination of things that happen before a weather decision is made.
Once analyzing that information, what other decisions go into determining whether schools should close or remain open?
When making decisions about whether schools should close or we should have a delayed start or remain open, the most important element is looking at the ways in which our students come to school. So looking at roadways and sidewalks is the focal point of that decision. Our students are able to get to school, and our schools are warm, safe places where needs are met, and teaching and learning is happening, and wonderful meals are served, and so schools are a great place for our students to be when it is safe.
How many days are districts allotted for school closures?
This is a great question and sometimes confusing. Most school districts begin with the potential of 13 stockpiled days. Our district, like many others, begins with the number 13. Our district opts to transfer 9 of those days into what is considered professional learning days. Those are early release days. So as you know, we have Wednesday early release days every Wednesday for elementary schools, and then specific Wednesdays for middle and high schools. Those days, that professional learning takes 9 stockpile days away. So in Tullahoma City Schools, we have 4 stockpile days to use when inclement weather is around.
Should there be school closures, how will students, parents, and staff members be notified?
We work hard to communicate quickly and through a variety of means. For example, we will use School Messenger. That's our all-call system. And you will either hear my voice or our communications specialist voice, Zach Birdsong. And we will announce to you whether we are on delay or are closing for the day. We certainly try to make those calls as soon as we can, but we make them when we can and when that decision is made. Additionally, our website will have a banner that clearly conveys the information, be it a delay or a closure. We communicate with local news channels and we share with them. So if you're looking at channel 2 or 4 and you see that ticker at the bottom with school closures, you will see Tullahoma City Schools when we have announced that closure to them. Additionally, we have social media platforms. Each one of them, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, will have that information.
And Coffee County, Bedford County, and Manchester City School System closed schools on Thursday as the newest winter storm approached on Wednesday night. We'll be right back after these messages.
I feel like we're safe at Parkview.
There's somebody on staff all the time. So if you need help, help is there.
We are surrounded with people that are looking after us and taking care of us.
The staff is wonderful and always available. We feel so safe and secure here.
I feel safe at Parkview all the time.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. At the most recent Lunch and Learn put on by the Tullahoma Parks and Recreation Department, author Elizabeth Taylor came to speak about the period of Camp Forrest where German American citizens were detained. In this segment, she gives the history of World War II and why Americans were detained.
So today, what I want to talk about are civilian internees. Is anybody familiar with civilian internees? What that means, who they were? Awesome. Great. Civilian internees, typically when you hear that word, people immediately think about the relocation of Japanese Americans on the West Coast. And what they don't realize is there was a whole population. The same thing happened on the East Coast. And Camp Forrest's role in that, there were over 800 detainees that were here. And so today I'm going to tell you a little bit about this particular population, why it was different from what happened on the West Coast. And I'm going to talk about 3 particular detainees. And these were One was an artist, one was an artist and an architect, and the other was a dairy farmer. And so they created these works of art that you see in these pictures. And what I want you to take from this is you decide whether their incarceration was just or unjust. I leave it to you. I just want to be the individual that presents the information, and then you take from it what you want. So civilian attorneys in the U.S. were typically Japanese, Germans, and Italians, and these individuals were categorized according to a particular threat level. Assumptions, and I always love assumptions, and when I'm teaching my students, I try to impress upon them that assumptions and stereotypes really have no place. You need to look at the individual and then look at the story and not make a generalization about the entire population. Because a lot of people think that these individuals, well, if we arrest them, they must be engaged in some kind of wrongdoing, they must be traitors, there must be some reason for us to have done this. But also put yourself back into 1941. A time where we did not have the electronic communications and the level of information dispersion that we have right now. And for civilian attorneys, because we didn't have this amount of information, there were no real guidelines for identifying, incarcerating, and detaining these individuals. Because a lot of people look, well, we had the Geneva Convention in 1929. Those provisions only applied to prisoners of war. And so when the war broke out and President Roosevelt issued his proclamations for the detainee of individuals, we were kind of, if you will, flying by the seat of our pants, trying to make sure that individuals who might be threats to the home front were not able to cause any issues, so to speak. So law enforcement agencies were able to hold off, arrest, and relocate potential threats based on President Roosevelt's proclamations that were issued on December 8th. And in part, his act decreed that all native citizens or subjects of the particular countries that were now the Axis powers who lived in the U.S., were not naturalized, be apprehended, restrained, secured, and removed as enemy aliens. That first month, by mid-December 1941, or December 7th, there were immediately over 1,200 German nationals that were arrested. Within a 30-day period, less than a month, there were over 11,000 individuals who were detained throughout the U.S. And I want to keep stressing that there were no instructions or standard operating procedures for law enforcement to determine the level of threat that an individual posed to the city or America in general. And so these investigators, these law enforcement officials, had a great deal of discretion to determine, do I interview them based on that interview? Should they be arrested? Should they be detained? And go from there.
More news is coming up in a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good, nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. The sidelines for the Lady Wildcats basketball team will see a shift in leadership as Cody McMurtry resigned from his position as head coach. In his resignation letter, McMurtry shares a reevaluation of his personal priorities. He conveyed his family's needs to be focused on, and as a result, he will be relinquishing his duties as head coach. McMurtry said, quote, "I feel it is time I sacrifice for my own family and give my family the undivided attention that they so deserve. I thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to be involved. I have enjoyed getting to work with a fantastic group of young ladies, outstanding parents, and wonderful fans, and I will cherish these bonds I have formed for many years to come with all those involved in the Lady Wildcat program." This decision does not come easily or without much consideration, for I have thoroughly enjoyed teaching young athletes about life and the simple game of basketball. However, I feel that it is in my best interest not to continue coaching for the upcoming school year, end quote. McMurtry took over the Lady Wildcats basketball program in 2018, and while at the helm of the THS girls program, McMurtry had success, including a District 8 AAA crown in 2019. Tullahoma followed with back-to-back District 8 AAA runner-up titles in 2020 and 2021. During the 2019-2020 season, the Lady Wildcats advanced to the sectional round of the playoffs, the deepest postseason run in modern program history. At the time of his resignation, the Lady Wildcats currently had a 8-4 record on the season and was coming off a first-place performance in the Gulf Breeze Classic in Pensacola, Florida. Tullahoma High School Principal Jason Quick said, quote, "I want to thank Coach McMurtry for his strong commitment and dedication to the THS girls basketball program and all the energy he has invested into our young ladies over the past 3 years. His passion for the game of basketball and seeking to impact the lives of his players allowed for success to be realized both on and off the court. The THS program is set up for success for the future because of Coach McMurtry's impact," end quote. Dale Awesome will be the interim head coach for the Lady Wildcats for the remainder of the 2021 and 2022 campaign. Awesome previously coached the THS girls program from 2011 until 2013 before returning to the bench for one season in September 2017. Principal Quick added that he is pleased that Coach Awesome has agreed to serve as the interim head coach for our program for the remainder of the season, and that our current players on the team all know Coach Awesome, which will definitely prove valuable as our season progresses. Tax season is rapidly approaching, and the IRS has prepared this video with 5 tips to make your income tax return go quicker and easier.
Here are the top 5 things you can do now to make filing your taxes go smoothly. First, set up an online account at irs.gov/account. It will allow you to make payments. It will also let you verify the amounts of your economic impact payments and get information about your advanced child tax credit payments. You will need this information to answer questions when filing your tax return. Second, gather and organize your tax records. This includes gathering and keeping important forms and information handy, such as W-2s you will receive from your employer and 1099s from your bank and other payers in January. Also, keep end-of-year documents such as Form 1095A, the Health Insurance Marketplace Statement. And if you got advanced child tax credit payments in 2021, your IRS Letter 6419 you received. Total advanced child tax credit payments. Third, before the year is over, make sure you're having enough tax withheld or find out if you need to make an additional estimated tax payment. Fourth, Individual taxpayer identification numbers need to be renewed only if they are expired and if they're needed on a U.S. tax return. And finally, want a faster refund? Filing electronically and directly depositing your refund into your bank account is the quickest way to receive your refund. If you don't have a bank account, you may want to set one up. To learn more, visit irs.gov/getready.
We'll be right back after these commercial messages.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Everyone here at Strip-Sackert Refrigeration would like to congratulate the 2021 Tullahoma Wildcats head coach John Olive and staff on an outstanding undefeated season and first-time state championship. Go Cats!
Welcome back. The Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency regularly produces instructional videos for people who would like to take advantage of opportunities available to Tennesseans. In this clip, the TWRA covers one of the best ways to fillet and cook catfish.
Okay, on these catfish, or basically any fish, if you get ready to fillet, you come right here behind the gill. There's a hard bone right there. You come right around and down. And then when you come down the backbone after you get that cut, you put the knife in and come right down by the dorsal fin, right through here. When you get past the rib cage, you can go all the way through with a knife and just come down the backbone to the tail right there. And then come back up and make your finished cut. You'll be cutting right around that line up. And you'll peel the fillet off the ribs down. And once you get it peeled off the ribs,
I just like giving you a heart.
it'll all lay back, and then you can just take the meat right off the skin. You go in and you feel it go down basically to the skin, and then you turn your knife almost flat, but just a very slight angle, and you're sliding right across the skin. You can see the skin, there's nothing there. And there's your fillet. Well, now that we've got all the fish filleted and cleaned up and washed, and we put them on ice for a little bit to get them a little bit firmer and stuff, the next step to getting ready to prepare your food is I like to cut these into like nuggets or small strips. Couple of reasons. The batter, you have more batter around all of them, your cornmeal, your batter, whatever you like the best. They cook quicker. It seems like the fish cooks more even because you don't have that real thick piece and thin piece. So to me, you get an even cook on them, and you just get more batter. And I don't know, to me it don't taste as fishy. All right, we're getting ready to batter these fish up. You just drop them in the bag and shake them up. Mike's gonna be over here helping me. He's gonna do the cooking. He's got that oil real hot. It's real simple. You just put them in the bag, shake them up, get them covered real good. Shake them.
guys, there you have it. We went out on the water this morning. We caught the catfish. We cleaned them. We cooked them. We are now about to eat them. We went from field to fork or lake to fork. And I want to say thank you to my friend Anthony for coming and showing us how to fillet them and cook them. And for David coming out today and helping us catch them. I thought it was a good day, it was a fun day, and I think everyone should go out and try to do this because it was a blast. So get out there and go fishing.
Stay with us, your weather forecast is coming up next.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's going to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
One thing about Parkview, we could bring our animal out there with us.
It would have been a deal breaker if we had not been able to take Gracie.
Yeah, we would not have gone.
If you want to do something, there's something to do most of the day. You shouldn't get bored.
I really enjoy my life here at Parkview. I really choose what I want to do. We have a wonderful library with hundreds of books that I love. It is a wonderful place.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1907 at 70 degrees. The record low was in 1924 at -2 degrees. Average high on this day is 48, and the average low is 29. Mostly cloudy weather expected tonight with a low of 10 degrees. Mostly sunny weather expected on Friday with a high of 29 and a low of 17. And on Saturday, sunny weather in the forecast with a high of 47 and a low of 39. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.